Rachel Nichols. Where the hell's she at?
She's gone dormant.
She's 48. She's done. She's too old.
She's
48. You don't lose your job at 48 in this country.
What do you think her net worth is? I mean, I always wondered, like, not very much?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, I mean.
No, I don't think she's worth $1 million.
Okay. So
I mean, she was making some pretty good money at ESPN, but that was like I never thought she was so animated when she spoke, and it just would get on my nerves. But there's a lot of people in the NBA that liked her. And I don't think what she did was they were giving her job to another individual, and she's like, she ain't taking my damn job. But unfortunately, it was a black woman, and it just came across like not a good thing. Chuck Berry today.
He's dead.
He is. He would have been
82.
I love me some Chuck Berry. Would have been 95. I got his album signed around here somewhere. Yeah, that was my Chuck Berry story. Is one of my favorite stories. Dawn Wells would have been.
God rest her soul. Was her birthday today? 85.
She would have been 83. Erin Moran. I didn't know she died. She's dead.
Drugs. Yeah.
She would have been 61.
No, Darren Moran.
Chachi died.
No, Chachi's not dead.
Oh, no, Joni.
Joni died.
Is Chachi Scott?
Yeah, he's like a major Republican conservative.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she had, don't you remember? There were all the pictures of her like homeless and strung out on drugs. It's sad for anybody. Yeah. It's sad for anybody. But when by the way, Maureen McCormick, Marsha. So I'm following her now on Instagram.
Really? She look good?
Mm-hmm.
Does she?
Yeah.
You ever see the episode of her in Fantasy Island? Go watch the Fantasy Island with Maureen McCormick.
Oh, Fantasy Island, not when
like the Fantasy Island, like the original Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
She is a little sex kid in that. Oh my gosh!
Interesting.
And I think she was like right out of the Brady Bunch. So she was young. And she
was crossing over in the Brady Bunch when she was, she
there
was
was no vixenage in the Brady Bunch. In Fantasy Island, she was a little sex vixen.
You feel as if they should have gone to the Love Boat first. I feel like the Love Boat's right.
She was probably on the Love Boat too.
Yeah, I feel like you can go from whatever your sitcom is if you went to the Love Boat.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like romance but then you go to Fantasy Island and then it gets nasty because you could either like have something really sexy or die.
Yeah.
Whereas Love Boat, no one died.
You wanna be amazed? Go watch that.
All right.
See Peter.
All right, so what are we talking about?
Lindsey Vonn has a birthday today. She's an interesting cat.
Yeah.
She's dated 1 million guys for whatever. She's like turning into Jennifer Aniston a little bit. She's dated like 1 million different dudes.
Is she still?
She keeps getting dumped. She's still beautiful. She's 37.
Is she still competing?
No, I don't think so. And did she get married? Did she get married? I don't know. Today is International Legging Day. Leggings.
Wear leggings?
Yeah, today's the
like
day.
Leg warmers?
That's where all women wear leggings today. I saw a dude wearing leggings at Buffalo Wild Wings for my son's birthday, but I think he was riding a bicycle. Guys can wear leggings if they're riding bicycles. Competing. But he had leggings on.
What are leggings? What are leggings?
Yoga pants. Leggings.
Oh, leggings.
Yeah,
okay, I was thinking leg warmers.
We love ourselves some leggings now.
Oh, yeah.
And I only think he was riding because he was with a girl who had leggings on, but she looked pretty good in the leggings, so maybe she wasn't riding a bicycle. And he didn't have a helmet. I think it was just a dude wearing leggings.
Russell Westbrook, he wears leggings. A lot of the NBA players now leggings.
Yeah, well, Russell Westbrook.
You think so?
He's a legging guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Have you seen the shirts he wears?
No, I know. But he's not openly gay, is he?
Not openly.
He's badass.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Westbrook, dude, like he's just
Von Miller. He's got that Von Miller vibe.
He is just. He's like he's 6'3", right? 6'4", maybe. Yeah. He's just his career is going to end as soon as he loses his physical edge because he's such an intense player for someone of his size that I feel like you know they always talk about I get older, I play smarter. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a smart player. He's not going to be able to do that. He's just going to have to stop.
You have to. Today is International Necktie Day.
Yeah. I wore one the other day.
Did you? The bow tie or a necktie?
It's a necktie, not a bow tie.
And a necktie is still a tie, though. Can a bow tie be a necktie?
No, bow tie is bow tie.
Why? It's still going on your neck?
No, necktie. Necktie is long.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw something now where guys are wearing it it loops over without cutting through the knot.
Like an ascot?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
like it goes over the top,
and
but it doesn't slip through the knot.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that on.
What did you see it on?
One of these HGTV homing shows or something. I was like,
you have to tuck.
It looked like you forgot to push it through the knot, and I'm like, but I mean, he wore it the whole time, and it was flopping around, and I was like,
you know what's great
was
about
straight too, straight.
You know what's
wasn't
good
one of
about
these
that though? Because it's when you flip it through and you cinch it. I mean, that's when it starts hurting.
Well, and that's when you know if it's long enough or not.
Yeah, no, I know.
And then you have to pull it back through.
Oh.
See, I can tie a knot though pretty good.
Can you tie a bow tie?
I used to be able to tie a bow tie, but
to.
Mike Royer doesn't do TV anymore, so I don't have to. Today is Meatloaf Appreciation Day.
Oh.
When was the last time you had meatloaf?
Long time ago.
See, meatloaf's one of those things where every time I have it, I love it, but I never eat it.
Right. So
what's up with that? It's not a pain in the ass to make, really. It's just meat.
I grew up on meatloaf, right? Because we're kids in the 70s. So I grew up on meatloaf. Then I got into this health kick, and I started doing turkey meatloaf, which is, no, just ground turkey. No, listen, dude, if you put enough breadcrumbs and egg and, first of all, if you put enough crap in it, it's fine. So I did that.
Yeah.
The other thing is, every once in a while, and I love, like, if you go to, like, a Nicky's or, like, a Meat and Three, and they got meatloaf there. But every once in a while, you go to, like, a higher-end place, and they do, like, it's sort of like a throwback, but the meatloaf is made with, like, this incredible meat. It's not as good. Like, you can't have high-end meatloaf. Like
you can try, but meatloaf is a poor man's steak.
It tastes better.
Yeah.
Did you want ketchup on the top or tomato sauce to cook in?
Yeah, you do tomato sauce or ketchup. Yeah.
I like the ketchup because it's sweeter.
Yeah.
Do you eat cold meatloaf sandwiches?
I do not.
I do.
No, I can see where they're good.
Oh.
But I mean, I have to make meatloaf to have meatloaf sandwiches.
I might make me some meatloaf.
My mom, because that was a poor man's meal.
No, it wasn't just poor man's. That was a thing.
Every Midwestern home.
I didn't live in the Midwest. I live in the West Coast.
Because ground beef was $1 a pound.
Listen,
you could make
that was a 70s. It was poor man's, but that was a 70s thing.
Yeah.
With the casseroles.
I don't know why people don't have because a good meatloaf.
Oh, so
I have never had a bad meatloaf. I had a dry meatloaf.
Yeah, but then you just put more ketchup on it.
Yeah, but I've never had a bad meatloaf.
Oh, cold meatloaf sandwich next
I think just the word loaf and meat together make people, it's like head cheese. It's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like a meat loaf. Whenever we have to disguise what the hell we're eating, like what is it? It's a loaf and it's meat, and so we called it a meatloaf. Well, they should have called it like meat braisonnelle or something like that. And you're like, oh, meat braisonnelle.
Yeah, meat braisonnelle. That would have worked fine.
Meat braisonnelle, that's delicious, but we call it a loaf. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't say meat. You needed a name.
Yeah, my mom could make like a 7-pound meatloaf for like a half a pound of ground beef. There was more shit in our meatloaf. Right. I was like, is there any meat in here? I mean, I'd be going through bread and peppers and onions and like, where the hell's the meat at? Well, she could make like a 7-pound meatloaf for like a half pound. She found like a half pound of like good ground beef, and I can make this 7-pound meatloaf.
We've been here before. Did you guys do tuna noodle casserole?
My mom made tuna salad.
No, I know.
We didn't do a tuna noodle thing.
No tuna noodle casserole? No, that was like a Better Homes and Garden. Do you know why they went to this whole thing with the fast food and the casseroles and the meatloaf? You know why this all happened?
What was that?
Women went to work.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where the casseroles came in.
Yeah.
I mean, I know casseroles are sort of a Southern thing.
It's a woman's fault then.
Well, no, they went to work and they were, well, no, it's interesting. There was a divorce part, but when women were going to work, this is that whole patriarchy thing. Women went to work, but it was still expected them to cook.
Yeah.
Guys couldn't, right? Like it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to work, so let's trade off. You cook one night, I cook. No, it was like, you're going to work and you still need to cook all the meals. And so women got together and they're like, screw this. We're going to put it all in one pot, cook it in the oven, throw some cheese on it. There you go. And then as men, we're like, okay, that's pretty good. It's got cheese on it. Broccoli casserole, yay or nay?
Oh, yeah. Broccoli casserole, yeah. Yeah, I do broccoli casserole.
I
haven't had it in a long time.
Crumbled onions on top? Crispy onions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, green bean casserole. It's green bean casserole season. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We had city chicken. We had shit on a shingle.
Shit on a shingle?
Yeah.
What is that? What was the first thing you said?
City chicken. It's chicken on a stick. The white chicken on a stick. It came already processed, and you just fry it. It was delicious.
Where did
white
you
chicken.
buy it?
I don't know. I don't know where my mom got it. I love me some city chicken. It's just a big thing of white chicken. It looked like a corn dog, but you fried it. Oh, it's delicious. And you put some gravy on it. It was good. And then shit on a shingle was roast chick beef on toast. Yeah, and I mean it was nasty.
That's a mid. I think that's more
nasty.
of a. Is that a Midwest
It really is
thing?
a nasty. I mean, it's like just white gravy with corned beef on.
Is it corned beef?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we don't do.
And then once a month we did liver and onions.
Yeah, what was that? We did the same.
My dad loved liver onions, and it was nasty. It was nasty, and I remember it was like growing up. It was the worst day of the month for me. I could have had a girl break up with me. I could have got an F on a test. Right? I could have banged my foot or had a bike wreck.
Did you know you were having it until you got home?
No, because it's the first thing a 16-year-old asks his mom when he gets up. What are we having for dinner tonight?
Right.
And then I would try to make plans with other friends.
Right.
But we weren't allowed to eat. We weren't allowed to eat dinner anywhere else. We didn't eat. We didn't eat anywhere else.
Right.
When you went to a friend's house for 14 hours, no snacks. You got to water out of the hose, and they didn't feed you.
What if you slept over?
No, ever.
Did you come?
If you wanted to eat, you went back to your house to eat your groceries.
So if you had a sleepover,
no, you don't feed anybody.
Dude, you lived a rough life.
Never. Everyone watch, listen right now. I'll say the same thing.
No, what do you mean?
I got my son's kids come over here, and they raid my house of everything.
You would never have a friend over for dinner?
If I had them over for dinner, sure, I'm having you over for dinner.
Okay.
They get here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You either go home at 6, or I'm having you over for dinner.
Versus what? So what are you talking about?
But if they get over here at 3 and we're having a sleepover and we haven't talked about it, we figure it out. Go eat somewhere else. I'm not feeding the neighborhood. My kids, but yeah, there was a kid that I used to spend like probably 14 or 15 hours a day with because he's my best friend. He lived behind me, and his mom would give me a glass of sweet tea. That was it. It'd be 9 o'clock at night. We had eaten because I knew I was eating at home. She's like, eat at home. That's what you, especially on liver and onion night. That was disgusting.
And why was it once a month?
Liver and onions is disgusting.
Why was it once a month? Why was it always our dads? And I can tell you all the rest. It was I so distinctly remember because my mom would say here was my first question to my mom because she'd make liver and onions. I'm like, do you like liver and onions? And she'd look at me. She's like, no. Why are we making liver and onions? Because your dad likes liver and onions.
That's the way.
That was number one. But then the numbers 2 thing was because they used to just pump this one. It's good for you.
Yeah. A lot of things good for you. That was for kids watching right now. Mom made the meal that Dad wanted, and you were going to eat it. And if you didn't like it, you go to bed.
Yeah.
Period. Now I'm making 4 different meals.
Well, that's on you. That's bad parenting.
It is bad parenting, but I don't want to deal with it.
That's
and I want my kids to be
happy,
nutritionally happy.
I want them to be happy and love you through food.
But my mom started getting to the point where she knew it was going to be a long night. It was like moving the peas to the side of the plate, trying to make them look like you ate some, or giving them to the dog. And then it got to the point, and then the last time she made it, and I remember the last time, she's like, if you don't want to eat, you can go to bed. And I did.
Yeah.
And I went to bed like at 7 o'clock, and I cried. I was like 12. I was like, I can't believe my mom and dad aren't feeding me. It was horrible.
You know what happened for us?
And I didn't eat. She did not come back. She's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm not feeding you. And so that was the last time she made it. So I think I won that.
Do you know what happened for us? So, I told you about my parents got divorced, and I mean, it was pretty sad, traumatic time. We talked about this. It changed my world. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of bad things. My stepdad was amazing. Loved my stepdad. But he didn't like liver and onions. So I distinctly remember it had been a while. My dad had moved out, and there was, whatever. And then my stepdad came in, and I remember thinking, oh, crap, when is it going to be? And I wasn't paying attention to what month it was. And then I realized that we hadn't had it in a long time. So I asked my stepdad, like, do you like liver and onions? He's like, oh, yes, no liver and onions. We were done. The divorce, no liver and onions. Because my dad wouldn't cook it for himself. My dad didn't
was there
cook.
anything he did like that you didn't like?
My stepdad?
Yeah.
Oh, he made all kinds of gourmet. That's the whole. My stepdad was, I told you, my stepdad was an Olympic water polo player, Olympic swimmer. Mm-hmm. And somehow post-Olympic career, he enjoyed cooking.
Yeah.
Gourmet cooking.
Yeah.
And he would love to make meals for my mom and make us fancy meals with all kinds of like French food and like we were, stuff that we'd have stuff in the cabinets that we didn't. And he would do it on his time frame. So here we are, we're like 10, 11, 12. Got soccer practice, got all this stuff, and we're eating dinner like at 8:30 because he's like making all this stuff. And my mom, they used to get in huge fights. She'd be like, "For God's sakes, just give them something else, and we'll eat." So we'd have, this is the classic. If my mom ever watches this, because she watches our show, we had in the cabinet, we had all kinds of canned anchovies and all kinds of stuff. We had reindeer meatballs.
Yeah. Oh, reindeer, right? Sounds good.
They were no one ever ate them.
Yeah.
This was a family joke. They were in the cabinet for years. My stepdad passed away. They may still be here. And they were the novelty when my friends came over. They'd come, hey, Klapow's got reindeer meatballs. And
sounds disgusting, but it sounds really good.
It was probably really good. So we had reindeer meatballs. But yeah, he made all kinds of gourmet food that we didn't like.
Yep.
But then he would always make versions of it for us that we did like.
Yep.
And the difference was he cooked. I mean, my dad could grill.
Yeah. Would you do me a huge favor? I got to pee. Can you see me over here?
I can tell.
I had my 3 cups of coffee and I didn't get a chance.
I thought you were giving me your Klapow's getting boring. So usually Tony does this when I'm starting to get boring and long-winded. But reindeer meatballs.
Today's also National Chocolate Cupcake Day.
Oh, I love it. Do you like cupcakes?
Oh, I love cupcakes.
You know that they're the thing now, right? So cupcakes are like the gourmet cupcakes.
No, you know why they call them cupcakes? Because they're little cakes in a cup. There you go.
Thought there was something.
Also, it is World Menopause Day. Menopause is by the way, do you know what the average age in this country is when a woman goes through menopause?
44?
51.
We may have gone through a little earlier.
That's
pre. Well, there's premenopause too.
Yeah.
It's like menopause is coming, and there's male menopause.
I'm a guy, right?
There's male menopause.
Yeah, I'm a guy, and so I'm like, what exactly is menopause? And so obviously that's when you go through a year of not cycling.
Yeah.
And you're done. And I would think that's a good thing because women don't have to deal with that anymore. But then menopause brings on a whole other
women are just, it's so sad. It really is. I mean,
stuffing your feet inside those shoes, wearing bras.
Well, and then menopause. My wife will tell you, listen,
I love you.
Listen, so my recommendation for all men, do not complain about anything that is happening to you physically. No. Because for whatever you got, women have got like three additional things. So you're trying to go 1-to-1. And menopause is, like you said, you're not menstruating, but you got the hot and cold sweats. You got literally, because we've experienced this, literally sitting there and all of a sudden you heat up. You just heat up and you're sweating completely. And then you have emotional mood swings and all that kind of stuff. And that's why they put women on a lot of different supplements, hormone supplements, because they're going through menopause. If you're a man, thank God. You need to thank your maker every single day, not just for being alive and here and, all those wonderful things. You thank your maker for making you a man. Because we wouldn't stand if we talked about this. You put me in a woman's body, but my brain is still male.
We talked about this. Yeah,
it would kill me.
Well, yeah, we would all be sluts.
No, but not.
No, we probably would be. But
go. No. We would go that part. Yeah. I get you there. But think about the amount of discomfort that many women experience for all the reasons we've talked about, from cramming your shoes to wearing a bra to wearing Spanx to premenstrual, so PMS, menstruation,
pregnancies.
I didn't even get pregnancies, menopause, post-pregnancy,
body shaming.
We would never make it.
No, we would just, because we get a cold and we're down.
That's what I'm saying.
We got to hang down a cold. We're like, we need to be baby. We need to have our cup of.
Think about that.
I know
I wouldn't stand a chance. We wouldn't stand a chance. Okay.
We could get a whole show out of that right there because my mind is just absolutely spinning. I want to talk about the Ed Orgeron situation here in a second. I want to give you some classic rock news. We were talking about Chuck Berry. Would have been 95 today.
Yep.
On his 21st birthday, Chuck Berry, you know where he left? Jail. After serving 3 years for armed robbery, he would go on to hang bumpers on cars in an automotive factory, a janitor in an apartment building, and then a beautician before recording Maybelline for Chess Records in 1955, when, of course, he would become famous.
Wow.
How about that?
That is interesting.
1956, 21-year-old Elvis Presley pulls into a Memphis gas station where he starts to attract a crowd of autograph seekers. After repeatedly asking Elvis to move on so he could resume normal business, station manager Ed Hopper slaps Elvis in the back of the head and finds himself in the receiving end of a punch in the eye from Elvis. Station employee Auburn Brown tries to help his boss, but no match for Presley. After police are called, Hopper and Brown are charged with assault and eventually fined $25. And also on this date, 1957, playing lead guitar, Paul McCartney makes his first appearance with the Quarrymen.
The Quarrymen, that was his pre-band?
That would eventually turn to the Beatles, yeah.
Wait, Quarrymen became the Beatles?
The Quarrymen, yes.
Were with
the lineup was John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Eric Griffiths, Colin Hanton, and Lee Gary.
Okay, so yeah,
they were the Quarrymen, then they become the Beatles.
That's interesting.
Yeah.